I'm TV people! Lots of people looking at me now. Right then, little bit of an update on this HMO conversion over here. I think this is part 3, and I'll take you inside right now. Now you have to bear with me, folks, because the lighting's not fantastic and I don't have my selfie stick, so I'm having to use my arm. So we've got some stud work up here. We've boarded one side, so quite a few things have changed. I have been suffering with getting trades to do things on time just recently. Projects have been very, very slow. Customers have not been happy, so I've taken things into my own grubby hands, and I am now back on the tools. Look at this. I am back. And since I've been back, things are a lot quicker because this project's moving really, really fast. So we have an entrance hall there. We've got some nice solid Minton flooring, which is a beautiful feature. And we're now going to stand into the living room, stroke communal room. And we've got our site manager on site there, is Fletch.
That's right, yeah.
Site manager Fletch, look how happy he is. He's enthralled to be here. Ecstatic, look at the colour of him. Anyway, so what we're going to do on this one, folks, is we're going to give the tenants, which this is aimed for students, a lot more than most HMOs that we do. And with that, I mean we're going to give a lot more communal space. So rather than cramming in the amount of bedrooms, we are giving more communal space to make it a bit more of a co-living kind of theme. So again, we're going to spin around here. So we've got the electric meters there. We've got a big bay window, so we can see where we sprayed on the walls. That's where the sockets are going. So we've got a plug socket going in there. We've got a wall light going in here. We've got another wall light going there to spin round. We've got another wall light there. So what we're actually going to do is make a false wall here to give the illusion of a separation between these rooms, because that's going to be the kitchen right there, where the tickling stick is. Give it a tickle! And the idea is that if we stand over here, you're going to have a partition wall across there where my hand is. We're going to have an L-shaped settee inside there. We're going to have a TV on the wall here, as modelled by my glorious assistant. Oh, beautiful, baby, beautiful! We're then going to have better access to the cupboard for the electric meters, so therefore all the consumer units and all the meters are in the communal space, which is obviously very, very good. Coming into the kitchen, we're going to have one great big straight run here with lots of kitchen cupboards, because this is a 6-bed HMO. Also some cupboards there in this alcove. So if you've watched the YouTube channel and you've seen the monstrosity first video where I've sort of designed this, is so far everything's going according to plan. In fact, it's going better. And one of the things that I've done is I've allowed to speed things up, is allowed access here. So we've actually got a bit of a reveal. So we've got a chimney coming out there, so we've got a little bit of a dip. And then where this bit here is holding the steel up, because there's a massive RSJ there holding up the top of the house, believe it or not. And that's got a metal stanchion down there and some brickwork. So that's the supporting part of this steel that goes across there. The other part's inside the wall. And the reason for that is it's been brought out with brickwork to give it some strength. So obviously that pillar's doing a lot. So what I'm going to do is leave this as an empty cavity to run all the pipework down rather than sinking it, and board over it. Or what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put some timber over it, because it's part of the theme that I'm doing. And then that's going to act as box work. So then if there's ever any maintenance that I need to do in the future, we just pull the panels off and we can get access to it and put it back on. But obviously it's going to be a finished article. So we're making a feature out of a box to save a little bit of money and to give the look that we're after. So we've got some lovely DeWalt tools there. So where are we so far? So again, we've started doing some plastering. We've got the first fix electrics are in. We've got the kitchen layout that's been done. We've also got the fire alarm sounders going in here. So we've got some of the plumbing actually in as well. So because I've said earlier on in this video that we've been suffering with getting things done with trades and stuff, which we have been suffering quite a lot. Like I said, we've got lots of projects that have massively run over. and I'm not happy. Now I'm back on site. One of the things that I've managed to do to speed things up and getting it back on track is, whilst I'm on site, is rather than scheduling trades in on an individual thing, now the trades prefer this, but you imagine that if I've brought an electrician in and he wants 2 weeks to do his first fix, then I bring in a plumber and he wants a further 2 weeks to do his first fix, that's 4 weeks on first fix. What I've managed to do is, because I'm here, is we brought the plumber in and brought the electrician in, but whilst they have been in, because the site's quite large, we've been plastering one side of the walls. So now 30 to 40% of the plastering has already been done and it's not affected anything. So in that 4 weeks of the 2 first fixes, the majority of the plastering will be done, and what we'll do is we'll follow them round. So that's a little tip there for you, but that's one of the ways that I've managed to speed this project up. So anybody out there struggling, that might be a little tip for you. This was all pink boarded, by the way, to create a fire separation, much like this. Beautiful. So this room is going to be, apart from it being our current junk room, this room is going to be the study area. So what we're going to have in here is we're going to be making some desks that go along this wall and along behind there. So along there and down here. So you can see the electricians put the sockets in already for us at desk height. And then we're going to be having a bit of a TV aerial, a bit of a TV point there on this brickwork. Obviously it's all got to be plastered over. There we go, we'll just have a bit of a walk around so you can see some first fix plumbing works going on in there. So this is going to be the study area, so it's going to be a quiet area, some computers for students to study. Behind me there we put the fire door frames in, that's down to the cellar which we're using as a plant room. And if you remember on the last video, I think it was, this was what we called the sunroom. Now the roof's been taken off, we put some new joists in there, it's all been passed off by building control, we're now boarding it. So this is actually a warm roof, which means above this timber here, we've got a vapour barrier, we've then got some insulation, another vapour barrier, another layer of ply, and then we've got the rubber roof on there. So that's all passed and that's all beautiful, nice and warm. So again, on my first video, what I sort of wanted to do was use, these were originally windows to the outside. So what I've actually done is used them as doorways because the lintel's in there, so it's saved me having to do any structural stuff on there. I'm just going to build some timber stud work above these frames to board it all off. And what it's enabled me to do is build an ensuite in there, and I've got this as a walk-in wardrobe. And if you look at the size of this room, it's actually quite a decent size, to be quite honest. I'm not doing too bad. And the walk-in wardrobe is actually a really good size. It's hard to show on the video, especially without my selfie stick. We've got some back straps there, a little builder's tip for you, something that you need to do. So the wall plate, which is the timber that goes across the top, is when we're putting these joists on to sit onto the wall plate. To stop the wind coming underneath the roof and lifting it off, we actually strap them down to the brickwork to keep that down as well, so it's all secured. So they are called back straps. This is going to be the laundry room, so we're going to have washing machine dryer with a bit of a worktop. There's not much to show you in there because it stinks and it's not that nice. Right then, so up the stairs. So this is another bedroom. Again, first fix electrics are in. Not that much has happened up here. We have got a little discovery though, and that's in this old kitchen that was. As we've taken up the floorboards, as you can see, to try and put the pipes in, we've actually discovered it's a concrete floor. That's unusual. So my guess is this concrete floor, because it's nowhere else in the building, this would have originally been some sort of form of outbuilding. So I'm quite possibly standing on an old garage roof or shed roof that's been built on top of. And again, this is an assumption. So what we're going to have to do is clean all this out and put some fresh boards over the top. So again, a little bit of an unusual find, but nothing that's and of any significance. What else have we done? So we've got some new stairs. So if you remember when I was in the first video saying that the stairs were too low going here, so I wanted to put some new stairs in. So those stairs are now in. We're just boarding the sides with a pink board to create an hour fire corridor. So again, that's something you need to do for HMO regulations. So that you create a 60-minute fire corridor. So the idea is that once these are pink boarded on both sides of the stairs, someone can, in the event of a fire, someone can run down these stairs, run down here, come into this main corridor, run all the way down these stairs and go straight outside without any obstructions. And that's what we call an hour fire corridor. And if you have that, then you don't necessarily need to have emergency windows, fire egress windows. But on this one, we've actually got both. So we've got a 60-minute fire corridor and fire egress windows. So on this one, the HMO guy, he loves me because we've been really good boys. So again, you can see where the string comes down there. We've got a kite winder. So if I come round here, it's a bit dark, so obviously we've only just put these in. So we come in here, we've got a turn. I'm standing on what we call a kite. The reason we call it a kite is because it's the shape of a triangle. So it looks like a kite, so we call that a kite winder. Then it goes up there into a straight string, and it goes into another kite winder, and then goes up there, as you can see. So that's the stairs in, but now it's enabled us to have a really big head height. When we've got a door on there, it's going to look like it was always there, which is a good thing. We're also going to utilise underneath this, people, because we're going to make that a wardrobe under the stairs. Look at that. And then this room, which is probably the smallest room in here, has now got a built-in wardrobe. It's got its own ensuite, which is behind here, which means inside the actual bedroom, it only needs to have a chest of drawers and a bed and a desk. So it's plenty big enough. We've got the corridor that we made. So again, on the plans, oh, we got a trap door. The plans that we had, we wanted to open this up. So this was a solid wall behind me. So we've actually cut it out and put some lintels in. Again, passed by the building control. So we've plastered this wall now, which has now formed the entrance into this bedroom, which is one of the larger bedrooms. And again, with what I was saying before, with regards to speeding up the process of the refurbishment, is the first fixtures are in. So we've got wires there, we've got wires there. The plumber's put his pipe work in. If you look at this room's already plastered now. And if you can tell by the colour, it's nice light pink, it's actually ready for the second fixed joinery to go in and then be painted. So although if you watch this video, some rooms are done, some rooms aren't done, this is the idea of while the 4 weeks are going on, while the two first fixtures are going in, the plasterers are following and doing all the walls. So it's pushing the project on. I'm not then waiting an additional, say, 4 weeks for the plasterers to come in. I'm saving that 4 weeks as an example. Just a tip for you folks, because like I say, I've been struggling myself. But this is one of the things that I have done to speed it up, and it seems to be working. This next bedroom, it is plastered on there. We've got the first fixed in. This bit has not been plastered, but this bit has. So again, we're working our way out. This side here has been prepped, so it's all been boarded. So you can see it's all been boarded. So again, while the first fixtures have been going in, which is, you know, the pipe work coming in, these things, the lads are now following behind. So again, it's saving time. As soon as one room's done, the other lads are working in. As you can see, it's not quite boarded out. Need to fill that extractor fan hole in. But that's how I'm saving time on this, as we're constantly going at it. Like a pig at a tater. So these are the stairs that we've just fitted. Going up here, we've obviously got some, there's the loft. So what we need to ensure is when we're doing these is from the step to the top, we need at least a 2 meter gap. So building control will be happy. So there's another little builder's tip. So again, from the step to the head height, we need, ideally we need 2 meters at a minimum. So this is the top floor, which was an existing This is an existing loft conversion already done. All we've done is come out here. So again, HMO obviously wanted this to be thermally enveloped, which means it's got these plasterboard fixings all the way around. So this is all thermally upgraded now. We've had to create this space here at the top of the stairs before we put this. So we've had to have a meter landing as per building control, so that when you come up the stairs, you've got a meter before you enter the room. Now that unfortunately has knocked the room down quite a bit, but it's still big enough. So that's something else for you guys to bear in mind as you're doing these things. Top of the stairs, you need a square meter before you hit the door on the entrance to the thing, on the entrance to the room, unless you're going to put a door at the bottom of the stairs, in which case you'd still need a square meter. But in our design here, we didn't have enough space for the meter at the bottom of the stairs. So again, going around here, all been plasterboarded, all been first fixed. Some of the plastering's been done, as you can see. So again, we're pushing on with it. Got the ensuite in there. Something else that's quite interesting, with this being an existing, so the HMO regulations and building regulations are two separate things. Because this is an existing room, building control don't have too much say on what goes on. So I'm quite tall. So this is a 2.1 metre ceiling. Something that's just recently come out, or something that I've just learned, is in an existing building for a HMO planning application, they will still want 2.1 ceiling height. So if you've got an existing room that's less than 2.1 head height and you're applying for the HMO licence, you're going to have a bit of a problem. You need to make sure it's at least 2.1, or that's at least for Stoke-on-Trent City Council. Other councils might have different regulations, but that's something that I've just found out with this. So I could have potentially had to lift all this up, but because it's 2.1, I've got away with it. But a little bit more knowledge there for you folks. Right folks, if I've been helpful, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you shortly. Until next time.